I need to warn you, the storm is near. Napoleon is coming.
I'm not built like other men.
Alright, so Shalom, I'm gonna give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Akakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone, rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. As you see, I just played that clip from Napoleon. I actually went and watched that. I don't even know what I'm gonna rate it yet, but for some reason inside of me, I would recommend watching it. I don't know what I'm rating it, but I do recommend watching it. So if you go do and watch that, you know, let me know what you think about it. I recommend it. This video ain't gonna be long. It's just kind of a recommendation, and then also I'm just gonna read through a part of First Ezra, the 3rd chapter, and all of the 4th chapter. I'm just gonna read through it. I'm not gonna break it down. Reason being is because that movie reminded me of these verses, of these chapters. So I want y'all to go watch that if you want to. I'm not telling you to. And let me know what you think. Without further ado, this is 1 Ezra 3 and 10. It says the first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is the strongest. The third wrote, women are strongest. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory. Now when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them unto him, and so he read them. And sending forth, he called all princes of Persia and Media, and the governors and the captains and lieutenants and the chief officers, and sat him down in the royal seat of judgment. And the writings were read before them. And he said, call the young men, and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in. And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first who's spoken of the strength of wine. Now I want to say this is Darius. The king right now is Darius. That is commanding them to read this. When you read up in like the first verse, it's Darius. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. All right. Lost my place. All right. He said, verse 18, and he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine, it causeth all men to err that drink it, and maketh the mind of the king and the fatherless child to be all of one, of the bondman and of the freeman, for poor man and of the rich. It turneth also every thought into idle, if I'm saying I can't pronounce that, and mirth, so that man remembereth neither sorrow nor debt. Verse 21, and it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor, and it maketh to speak all things by talents. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friend and brethren, and little after draw out swords. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done. O ye men, is not wine strongest, that enforceth to do thus? And when he had spoken, he held his peace. If you watch that movie Napoleon, you're going to see his points come to pass. Let's go to the next one. Verse 1, 1 Ezra 4:1, it says, Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength that beareth rule over sea and land, and over in all things in them? But yet king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all things, and have dominion over them, and whatsoever he commanded them, they do. If he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go, and break down mountains, and walls, and towers. They slay and are slain, and transgress not the king's commandment. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king, as well as the spoil, as all things else. Likewise, for those that are not soldiers, and have not to do with war, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they have sown, they bring it to the king, and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king. And yet it is one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to desolate, they desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all this people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down, he eateth and drinketh, and take his rest. And these keep watch round about him, neither may anyone depart and do his own business, neither disobey they him in anything. O ye men, how should not the king be mightiest, when in such sort he is obeyed? And he held his tongue. Then the third, who had in Salaki, when you read it, understanding history, Napoleon, you understand he became emperor of France. So he became a king. So when you watch that movie, think about the wine, the king. Now let's go into the third, and technically the fourth. It says, then the third, who spoken of woman and of truth being the fourth, this was Zerubbabel, reincarnation of David, began to speak, O ye men, is it not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is the wine that it excelleth? Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king, and all people that beareth rule by sea and land. Even of the came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men. And without women can not men be. Yeah, if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any goodly thing, do they not love a woman, which is comely in favor and beauty? And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, in his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticks not to spend his life with his wife, in remembering neither father, nor mother, nor country. But, now it said, by this also you must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil, and give and bring all to the women? Yeah, man taketh his sword, and go his way to rob, and to steal, to sell upon the sea, upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth into darkness. And when he had stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father and mother. Yeah, many are there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. And now, do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him. Yet did I see him in a pent Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Barticus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand. And yet, for all of this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Then the king and the princess looked upon one another. So he began to speak of the truth. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. The last word. So yeah, I just read wine, the king, and the women. All right, I'm not gonna break it down. This is just what reminds me. That movie reminded me of these verses in these chapters in this book. I want y'all to go watch that if you want to. But yeah, the wine. It's so many references in that movie about the wine. Then you had the king, so many references about the movie about the king. And then you had the woman, so many references about the woman on how she controls. The last words of Napoleon were France, army, and Josephine. Josephine was his wife. So Lord willing is edifying. Go check that movie out. Until the next time, we'll say shalom. And like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believed. Shalom.